Welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. I think we're live. At least that's what it shows on my end. I know this is not the normal format. I haven't done a regular video setting here, doing it live stream for a long time, but I thought I would do this one. Yes, I didn't get videos out this morning and this afternoon, but today was a day of rest for us. So that's why nothing is up unusual. Everything is fine. But I did have some people texting me and emailing me asking, did YouTube kick you off? Is all this kind of stuff. And it's not the case. Everything's fine, but just it's one of our days of rest. So that's why I didn't get a video out this morning. I want to cover a few things in the news that's happened in the last couple of days, and then just get on to some other actual prepping stuff, and why. I don't know. We'll explain why. Yesterday we had our big meeting that many of you know about. Hey, there's a bunch of people in the chat. Hey guys, how's it going? This is a different format. This is kind of like a normal video that I usually do, but I'm just doing it live this time. So just to throw everybody off, because just have to do that every once in a while, keep you on your toes. Anyways, we had our big meeting yesterday, and it was substantially amazing. Both my wife and I were talking today. We are way more tired today than we normally are right after the meeting. The place was packed more than normal, and it was an excellent meeting. And so met some new people and reconnected with many other people that we see every month, some people we see almost daily, but still it was an excellent meeting. So for those of you that made it out to our monthly meeting yesterday, thanks for showing up, and enjoyed meeting you all. Yeah, keeping us on our toes is what I have to do it every once in a while. Just throw out a random live stream every once in a while just to throw you off. I do want to cover a few things in the news. I mean, it's news, so it's like not, I guess, abnormal to hear all these horrible things that's going on, but it's just part of it. Just kind of glancing over here at the chat. There's a bunch of you already in here, so yes, it's a surprise. Lookup says surprise. Yes, I almost never do these, but I thought I would do them today. I'm going to switch screens here. That's not the screen I wanted. There we go. Maybe we'll just make it even bigger. Ooh, there we go. So starting off, remember last week I said that national debt finally broke $33 trillion. Well, in 5 days, folks, 5 days, we went from 33 trillion to 33.1 trillion. So we went in debt $100 billion in 5 days. Can you just imagine that? Like, wrap your head around that. $100 billion. $100 billion, it would make you one of the richest people on the planet officially. It would make you one of the richest people on the planet. $100 billion we spent in 5 days. That's crazy. Someone's asking about the FBI intel I received. It's the same thing. It was just someone that had a connection with someone that was an FBI agent that said, hey, we are being told by our superiors that we need to just start preparing, that things are going to be getting serious. I did receive another email from a former FBI agent. I can't verify that he is what he is, but the backstory he gave me seemed pretty accurate. And he's retired now, but he said he can verify that the FBI is completely controlled and owned by the deep state. He said that he saw it happening as he was ending his career with the FBI, and that is absolutely the case. Thank you, Shore Skeptic from New Jersey. Nice seeing you. All right, so let's get on with some other news. Because we haven't spent enough money, U.S. is loaning. I mean, it's a loan, so we assume that it's going to get paid back. But the U.S. is loaning $2 billion to Poland because they need to modernize their weapons, because they've got to get ready for World War III, right? U.S. has recorded 11,000 illegal immigrant encounters over the past 24 hours. Now, this is the single highest day in recent memory, is what the Border Patrol said. But I want you to check the words out, because, they're really good about using particular words. Illegal encounters. This is only the people that they are actually encountering, the ones that they're coming into contact with. This is not the people that make it across the border that they don't know about, or that come into the country illegally at other ports. This is just the Texas, Arizona, that southwest border, and it's only the ones that they're actually catching. This is not ones coming in from Canada or from the east or west coast or flying in or anything like that. 11,000 in one day. That's absolutely crazy. Um, Bankruptcies, American bankruptcies are up 18% this year, 39,000 cases in August, 18% increase. But yet we have the strongest economy in history, folks. This is, I don't even know if I can talk about this on YouTube. So apparently, China claims they have a virologist that claims that there is another um, bat virus that could potentially be a new COVID outbreak. There's not a lot of detail on this story, but it is coming out of a I don't know. I just thought I would throw this out there because we always love to see, the newest, greatest thing that's going to wipe us all off the face of the planet, right? Thank you, Constitutional Stacker. Surely appreciate that. Um, Something else in the news. Abrams tanks finally made it to Ukraine. That's what Zelensky says. They arrived today or yesterday or this weekend or whatever. So we have U.S. Abrams tanks in Ukraine. White House pledges $100 million in support to Kenya, UN soldiers in Haiti. So we're sending more money. And the very last thing in the news, a brief that I've put together, is extreme global warming could wipe out humans in first ever supercomputer climate model warns. So the supercomputer with AI has come up with that extreme global warming caused by you and I could wipe us out forever. Kind of like a narrative is being built. I mean, it has been for a long time, but it's like this is kind of now we have AI saying that climate change could wipe out humans, a human caused climate change could wipe out humans. Like there's some kind of narrative being built there. I don't know, but I thought I would mention that to you. That's mostly what I wanted to cover in the news brief. Nothing too spectacular. I haven't had a lot of time today to really check the news, so that was mostly what I came up with. Um, let's see. Let me look at the chat before I move on. Like I said, this is a not normal. Um, yeah, somewhat Forrest Ghost Preparedness says that he has family in the Air Force that's saying that they need to prepare. I actually had talked to someone. It's not been quite a year ago. It's been about 6 months ago, and this is a trusted friend. So this isn't someone that just contacts me online or anything. This is someone that I know in person, someone that I trust, someone that I call a brother, and he has a family member that is currently a DHS agent, fairly high up in DHS, like works in Washington in an office. So it's not just some random agent running around the country. This is someone that works in Washington. And, anyways, he told me that his family member called him and said, you need to start taking your preparedness seriously. And that we are being told that we need to get our families ready, that we should all have an ample supply of food and water and basic things because it's getting to that point. Now, this was 6 months ago, but you can't think that if they were seriously issuing this kind of warning to their employees, to their agents, they're not going to do it a day or two or a week ahead of time. If it's something that they can see ahead of time and planning, they're going to give them enough notice. So that was about 6 months ago, and then I have had two contacts with people that were either former FBI or have family members that are FBI. That's basically saying the same thing. Maybe it's nothing. Could be nothing. But when things start to kind of come together, you kind of start thinking that maybe it's not nothing anymore. Being all that is said, I wanted to basically take a few moments to revisit your bug out needs. Now, if you've watched me for any length of time, you've heard me say that I think bugging out is not the best case scenario for you. It's just not. The ideal scenario is for you to be a current homesteader on a property that is your bug out property. Now, there may be scenarios that you would bug out from that property, but there's a lot less scenarios. So the best case scenario for everyone is to not be in a position where you just immediately have to bug out, right? I mean, I think most people would agree with that. But we also understand that not everyone is in that position. So for those of you that you're going to have to bug out, you should be revisiting your plan. You need to get your bug out bags out. Okay. You need to go through them, check and make sure things are still functioning, flashlight batteries, make sure things are not expired. If there's any food in it, update it, refresh things. If you don't have a bug out bag, you should probably start putting one together. Honestly, bugging out, I mean, you're gonna have to leave things behind if you have to do this, but as far as a bug out bag, you don't have to spend tons of money. I mean, you can go to Walmart or the dollar store and, um, you know, throw together things in a duffel bag. I mean, it doesn't have to be, super tactical kind of stuff. But having things to either bug out or to get home or to get to your bug out location, you probably should be revisiting that. You should probably be revisiting any plans that you have. And if you don't have plans, you should probably start thinking about them. But revisiting any plans of what you would do if the grid goes down, EMP, CME, that kind of stuff. Um, so you should probably be revisiting that. And kind of coming up with whatever your plan is for in case there's a CME or some type of major shutdown very quickly. I mean, it could even be a pandemic shutdown. It could be, now I'm not talking about like a lockdown like last time where most people still could kind of do things if they wanted to, but I'm talking about a hard lockdown. I really consider 3 years ago a soft lockdown. Some of you may not have felt quite soft, but that's really what it was. And I'm talking a hard lockdown. So what do you have in plan for that? You need to be going over that plan. You need to be making sure your equipment is ready. You need to figure out where you're going to go. There's no point in bugging out if you don't have a place to go. And you need to be kind of making test runs. Go to that bug out location. Make sure you know the route really well and any types of dangers you may come and encounter. You may be able to make that bug out in a vehicle, but you may have to walk it. So you need to have that as part of your plan and do a drill, a test run even. You need to make sure you know when you're going to do it. It's okay to do several dry runs, meaning that, or false starts. That's the proper word. Let's say something happens and you tell your family it's time, we got to bug out. And so you gather your gear and you leave. And 6, 12, 24 hours later, you realize that whatever you caused you to bug out wasn't that big a deal and it's not the end. So you just go back home. That's okay to do those things. Don't feel bad if that happens. It's better to do that and be prepared and not do it and get caught off guard. But whatever your plan is, you need to make sure if you're bugging out that you either do it really, really early on, like really soon, or you wait until everything, the dust settles. And so when I say early on, I'm saying in the first 24 to 48 hours. Even 48-hour mark is getting a little late. Honestly, 12 to 24 hours. Most people are going to be in so much shock in those first 12 to 24 hours. You're probably not going to see a lot of craziness in most areas unless you already live in a really high crime rate. Then after that, once you get into that 42, 48, 72-hour mark, that, those the 2, 3, 4 days, then people's going to start getting a little crazy. At that point, you're really stuck there. I mean, you don't want to be bugging out unless you absolutely have to during chaos. You need to wait probably at least 2 to 4 weeks before things calm down. So your plan either needs to be to get out really, really fast when things happen, or to be able to ride things out for 2 to 4 weeks minimum and then bug out. Again, these are not things that I advocate strongly because I think that you should already be living in your bug out location. But if you must bug out, the way things are looking, you probably should revisit that. I'm not saying that things are going to be happening that would cause this really soon, but they could. And so you need to be revisiting your bug out plan. I see there's a bunch of questions. Someone asked about doing live streams on Saturday night, Sunday nights and not Saturday night. They just work better for us. And we're starting to do them now an hour or so before pinball. We were trying to do them after. Now we're doing it before. That way we're not kind of crossing paths there with pinball preparedness. And on Sundays is usually when we do our live stream for our private members over on local. So that's typically what happens there. Um, Anything else? Because that's pretty much all I have to talk about is just, a little news update and then to encourage you to kind of take things serious right now. I don't have any intel necessarily that's super pressing, um, meaning that it's things are imminent in any way. Um, but I've emailed you a few times, need to gatherings in northeastern Missouri. Okay. I am sorry if I don't recognize your name in an email, but I will go through them. I actually have a stack right now. I printed them off today. Sometimes it's easier for me to print emails off than to just scroll through because I get a lot of junk mail too. But I printed off a stack of emails like this today that I have to go through, and what I do is I write the response, and then my wife takes part of them and I take part of them, and then we do it that way. But yeah, I've got a stack like that, and that's not all of them. That's just going back about maybe a week and a half. So if you've emailed me and I haven't gotten back with you, I apologize. Um, Probiotic for children. I telling you, the best thing is just to eat fermented foods. Really, fermented foods is the best. I am no health professional, and this is YouTube's, or at least part of this is, so we have to be careful. But I have found in everything that I've read and all my personal experience that if if you can eat whatever the natural health part of it that you're trying to get, whatever substance, mineral, herb, whatever, if you can eat it in a food, it's better than taking just the supplement. And so if you're eating good, uh, properly produced fermented foods, you shouldn't need to be taking a probiotic supplement. Um, so just that. You also want to make sure if you're doing a lot of probiotics or fermented foods, you want to make sure that your mouth health and pH of your mouth is proper, so that it's not killing it. And a lot of people they don't have that. Now, I'm not going to advise you on how to do that, but you should at least research that. Is something happening? No, nothing's happening specifically. I just wasn't able to make videos today because it was a day of rest for us. So I just thought I would change it up and do a live stream. But no, nothing is specifically happening, although I am seeing little bits and pieces of intel. I have another one I was getting ready to go to until I got distracted on the chat. Um, a good, very, very close, probably one of the closest friends that I have. Um, he worked in special operations in the military, and so he still has connections and friends that are actively still in. And I can't give away too much because I don't want anything to possibly come back to him. But basically, he said that some of his friends that he knows, they said that they are that the and there's been news reports on this. I reported on this like a week or two ago, but he expanded on it, that special operations and certain other kind of specialized areas of the military and Pentagon are very actively working on AI in drones and robotics, which that's been reported in the mainstream news, and I've talked about that. But he was saying that it's much more nefarious and it's much more advanced and further along than the news is being reported. And they are there's talks of it being even tested out by shutting by AI shutting down the stock market for a couple of days and doing that kinds of things, that AI is causing it to cause things to go into effect. Now I'm not saying that's confirmed that that would happen, but these are talks, rumors and talk that's being spoken of in these units that are working on this kind of stuff. So he said that it's way more nefarious, and it's coming from special operations groups, where this information. I know I'm being so vague, and I know some of you are like, oh, everybody has to use those special. Can believe me or not, those of you that know me firsthand in person know that there are people in our group that are that, and I do have, am able to get information like that because of the people that are in our real world group. So nothing really specific and immediate that I can find, but I thought that it would be a good time to revisit the kind of the bugging out, revisit the possibility of an EMP or a CME or a cyber attack. There's been several major cyber attacks recently. The International Criminal Court was shut down. All of the Crimea Peninsula was hit with a major cyber attack the other day. There's been numerous cyber attacks. Could there be a cyber attack to shut down banks and ATMs and credit card machines, the internet, cell phones, the entire grid? Absolutely, it could happen. And so I thought today would be just randomly a good day for you to revisit, get home bags, bug out bags, whatever you have on you, EDCs, things that you keep in your vehicle to get you home or to get you out of danger. You should probably revisit that because it may be coming sooner than you think. All right, I'm going to glance at your chats for just a few minutes, and then we're going to call it a wrap because I wasn't planning on this being very long. It's a good day to be a pureblood. Thumbs up to NC Farmer, also North Carolina Farmer. Let's see. Sun and moon in different locations. I've noticed changes in the sun and moon. I don't study that enough to see if it's in actual different locations, but I have heard of other people that they put a greenhouse. Let's say this is what I heard. One they put a greenhouse in a certain position so it would get the sun in a certain way, and now the sun's moved into a position that it's not getting direct light from the greenhouse at the same time of the year, indicating it's in a different position. That I cannot confirm. Anyways, someone says Yom Kippur. Yes, that was today. Anyways, I think Tim Stoner says, "May I catch up with you on ATMs?" You'll feel free to email me, and I will look for that. I did see an email a while back from you. I can't remember if I responded or not, but you can go ahead and email me, and I'll do that. I see you lost weight and are looking much health. Thank you. My wife and I have taken our personal health into a major focus over the last year, and we work out. We eat very healthy. We've lost weight. So thank you for noticing that. All right, folks. I know it was a short one and it was an impromptu live stream, but I just thought I would change it up every once in a while and do one. And it's late here, and so it's not really a good idea to try to do a video outside when it's already dark. So just thought I would do one here. All right, guys and gals. Thank you all for watching, and you need to be getting serious. And I think getting your any kind of bug out plans that you might have in case something like that, some kind of big thing pops off, would be advisable right now to do. And of course, continue on all of your other prepping plans. Folks, right now is the time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. And now I got to hit the right button.